Alright guys, and we are back with stage 3 of the ALULA Tour. We're obviously using Q365 as we have a couple people in some shirts, which is always nice to see. I mean, Leopin's is cheating a little bit with his national champs, but we do have Pidcock in the green leaders jersey, which we're going to look to hold on to today. We do have this exposed to wind zone, so when we get there, the plan might be to try and create some crosswinds, but definitely will be to stay safe with Muschetti and Pidcock. We are going to give a sprint with Muschetti. He's not on the greatest day, but 77 should be good enough to kind of keep us safe. So I'm going to get us up to the front and get those lads protected. Leopin's on an awful day, but he should still be capable of protecting Muschetti in the end and doing that final lead out if we so require, as is Perizny, to be fair. Yeah, this is going to be a chill one. We're not going to go after these intermediate sprints, especially not this first one. We'll see how we go with that second one, but I don't think Muschetti's. Yeah, he's not got many points, so I'm not overly worried about that competition, especially being in the green jersey already. We're going to look to kind of hold off. I didn't actually catch this stage in real life, and it was a while ago now. I got caught up with work and things like that, so although these all need to go further back, we do not need to be that near the front. Yeah, we got caught up with work, and as a result, I just didn't get a chance to watch the end of the ALULA Tour. I think I watched the last mountain stage, but I only watched the last 10Ks. So honestly, don't really know what happened in this stage in real life. I do believe the crosswinds, either on this stage or the next stage, took some effect and split up the groups, and it was a bit chaotic in one of the races. But I'm recording this on the day that I think it's stage 3 of the UAE Tour today, so I'm quite behind. I'm going to have lots of videos coming out in the next few days. Should all be quite fun. I'm going to look at branching out and doing some career mode stuff and finishing off that, as I can't find the correct buttons. I was clicking O instead of P for pause. Friesland's going to get everyone water as they, die from not having enough water in the system. But yeah, today's stage 3 of the UAE Tour, so we're going to get everything filmed up until stage 4 of the UAE Tour and posted in the next 2 days, which is quite a few races and quite a few stages. So as you watch the next few, there might be slowly but surely kind of tiring out of things. Should be nice and chaotic. This stage is unbelievably long. I might come back at the start of our crosswind section. And we are back, and joining us at the start of our crosswind section. It is only 20, but we are going to see if we can create some sort of split in the hopes it gets a little bit stronger. Groups all together with just Wallop up the road. We are going to manually do some turn rolling. Starting with Leopins is going to get us up to the front, and then we're going to put a bit of pace. If we can force a split, we'll push on. If we don't, we're just going to set a nice steady tempo on the front and do essentially a 45-kilometer lead out. I'll get us rolling. I did have to have a break in our recording of about 2 hours, and in that time I did manage to watch the stage, and oh my, I watched a fair few, so I apologize if I get them mixed up, but the crash towards the end was crazy. And I've also only just been caught up on everything up until the start of the UAE women's tour, and oh my, we have had an incredible time of racing at the moment. Leopins is going to go through, and we're going to start trying to drill some pace. So we're just going to do it with the first 4 riders, and they're going to pull through like this, although I kind of want them down on 95. I want it to be somewhat possible. So they're just going to pull like this, in theory, over and over and over again, until we potentially get some gaps. I do like doing it this way because if some people are doing a little bit stronger, we can leave them on the front. Like freeze-on can last a little bit longer and it makes the turns a little bit more controlled and deliberate. We are putting people under the pump, which is great to see. We're going to pull Perizny in to the turns as well, just to get that extra few pair of hands on the turning, as we are creating the gaps we want to create. And there's the big split. Pidcock even going out for a smart moment. Now that we have this, it's always safer if everybody pulls through, and I'll get everyone to pull through on 90 because we want to be able to sustain this. So even Muschetti and Pidcock are going to pull through in these turns. So we lose a little bit of control, but we should, in theory, be able to maintain the speed for longer. Although Perizny is deciding to be slightly annoying about it. Everyone is going to take their turns pulling through. If we can create another split, I would love that, and we do manage to. I also kind of want to shrink the road, although that's decided to be weird. This was marred by crosswinds in real life, and this is what I was on about with the turns being all messed up. So what I might do is I might create a follow train again. Who's on the front? Zukowski. Bear with me whilst I create the train that I want. Like that. And then Muschetti. Where's Leapins? Leapins right at the back. We'll take a second and reload. Zukowski's going to sit us on the front. She might get us parent, and then this can be him done for the day. We're going to sit on the front. 85 for a minute. Jonas Abrahamsson is gunning it. This stage had, I believe, an insane sprint kind of jewel at the end of it, which was incredible to watch. It was one of the few sprint stages I watched and enjoyed. I usually do struggle with them. I'm going to put our NEG gels on just the normal riders. Leopins and Asparin can be done for the day. They are knackered. And let's just see if they do survive. We have created a lot of splits. Dagan Kolb out the back. And we're just going to see if we can continue, to be honest. And we need to get everyone back on the correct settings. Yeah. Pidcock and Muschetti are going to do extremely short turns on the front, but they will pull through. Whereas people like Frison are going to go a little bit longer. And I haven't been making Pidcock do his turn. Oops. Didn't realize I'd done that. We obviously have created some good splits. Eddie Dunbar out the back, kind of dropping a lot of people. We've got this front group down to just 33. I might get these three just pulling on 85 for the rest. Pidcock and Muschetti can just take a position. And I haven't put that one on the right setting. These guys are just going to do what they can and pull through and set some tempo and keep the dropped riders behind. And then we're going to have a reduced bunch sprint, hopefully. These guys might have to drop even further to maintain some sort of pace. I do want the pace to stay in so we don't get anyone rejoining, although they do look pretty messed. Not going to bother doing the math, but we have created a number of gaps and have largely done our job when it comes to kind of splitting this group up. I'm going to get Muschetti in the wheel of Pidcock, who is going to end up doing a lead out. How much of a lead out? I do not know, because we are rapidly running out of people, but this is what we're going to try. Everyone's going to get ready for this reduced bunch sprint. People in here to worry about is basically, we've got the main sprinters of Groenewegen, Melier, Van Uden, Klein, Christoph Abrahamsen, but he looks pretty wrecked. And hopefully everyone's kind of lost their sprint. Dropped Pasqualon out the back, Jakobsen out the back, and obviously everyone's sprint chain is just gone. Volscheid went out the back. I saw Degenkolb at some point. There he is. Wall up. I think that, man, Nicola Boniface. I think that might have been just all the main ones that we got dropped. But here we go. With 2 kilometers to go, Pidcock is going to launch. All these three are going to stop whatever it is they're doing. Pidcock's going to go, and we can hopefully give Muschetti the lead out that he needs. They all go. We're going to launch with about 1 kilometer to go. Muschetti is freed up, and that sprint went horribly wrong. I clicked all the buttons at the right time. It's decided not to work. We do the splits. We don't get the main benefit, but that being said, all of these are sprinters. We don't have a single mountains kind of rider in here. Abrahamsen kind of, Uber kind of, but all people we're going to be able to drop with Pidcock. So this gap here will be to our climbing kind of rivals, whoever that is. I just saw there is Coolset. Like, that's a minute's gap picked up in the crosswinds on everyone we would ordinarily be worried about. I'll get us straight through to the results screen and see how this has shaped up GC, because Decline takes the win from Christoph and Van Uden, who's in the Young Riders jersey, and that I don't think will change unless, no, yeah, I didn't think Decline was. Muschetti takes 7th. That was an odd end sprint. I don't know what else to say about it. I dropped him off at the right spot for the game with 1 kilometer to go. Click sprint, and it just didn't work the way I'd hoped. Pidcock, if that was correct, and I am, has taken the lead of the overall classification. Obviously, this is ideal, forcing that crosswind split, knocking out everybody. No one particularly threatening anywhere near me. Jagat is there, but he's no better than us going uphill. Eddie Dunbar is, but he's now a minute 42 behind. So no one really within a minute 45 I'm overly worried about besides Jagat. And even then I wouldn't describe myself as worried about that poor bloke. He's just not someone that's going to be able to take 45 seconds out of me. So that has worked out extremely well. Pidcock up there in the green jersey standings. Muschetti up there in the mountain standings, oddly enough. Young Rider, obviously nothing, but yeah, I was going to say Pidcock would be close. But yeah, that has been a very late stage 3 of the ALULA Tour, which was obviously quite a while back now, but hopefully you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will see you for stage 4 as we take on the ascent of Harat Uweirid. Ciao. Catch you soon.